Humphrey here with Rebel News at Universal Ostrich Farms. I want to speak with some of the supporters of the farm's plight against the Canadian Food Inspection Agency, who remains on their property over there trying to cull their healthy flock. I want to get the supporters' opinions on the news that's come out on the Freedom Convoy leaders. Tamara Lich, Chris Barber receiving no jail time, but very, very stiff conditions. It's actually breakfast time out here. There is an overlap to the Freedom Convoy, so I'm told, when it comes to the food, the donations that are coming in and the hardworking people that make sure everybody here is fed. Now, the farmers don't know when donations are coming in, so if you come to camp, they of course still ask you to be prepared to feed yourself. But so far, it's been good. Can I ask you your opinion? Did you hear the good news?
I did!
You did! It's good news. As far as jail time, what were your thoughts? Both Chris Barber, Tamara Lich, not having to go to jail again.
Again, I love it. It's a step in the right direction. Yeah, absolutely. I can't be more happy for them, and now we're on this one.
What do you make of the stiff sentences, though? They're still getting a lot of conditions. Tamara Lich on house arrest for a complete year. Chris Barber has his conditional 18-month sentence. What do you make of that, and how long this whole mischief trial has gone on?
It's ridiculous. It's bad. I don't agree with it. Again, overreach with the government. And I don't think they should have got anything. Nothing at all.
Do you think there's any overlap between your stand here at the Freedom, I'm calling it the Freedom Farm, the Ostrich Farm, and the Freedom Convoy? And if so, what are those?
Overlaps. They're people standing up for what they believe in. Freedom of speech. Asking for your rights. Both of them are. And they're both being unjustly punished for the government's own ideas of the way things should be. It's not right. It's not right. It's horrible that people, both sides, Freedom Convoy and these guys, have to go through so much pain and everything to bring to light how corrupt our government is.
Yes.
On all sides.
A lot of
All
government
sides.
overreach. I mean, we thought, thank you very much, we thought during COVID we had constitutional rights. One of those was the right to peacefully gather. And in many ways, we saw that wasn't true during COVID, but it was the ultimate, test when we saw the brutal force and impact that the officers did. But the injustice of the overlap I'm seeing here between the Ostrich Farm and the convoy is the injustice of the tax dollars being sent to go after peaceful people. Again, if you haven't been following this, there is a standoff that's been going on for 2 weeks as the Canadian Food Inspection Agency sits and seizes the herd of nearly 400 ostriches that they want to cull, who are not sick, based on an illness that swept through the farm 10 months ago. And they're here on the taxpayers' dimes. They've got tons of cops here every day, shift change, all of that. And that reminds me of this mischief trial in a way. This is the longest mischief trial in history. Now, of course, our founder, Ezra Levant, has been on the scene reporting every second of the way. I'm going to read his exact reporting of the conditions. First, the decision, which was made by Justice Heather Perkins. I'm going to move away from the generator. Heather Perkins McVeigh. The first ruling came in for Chris Barber, and Ezra says there are terrorists out on bail with fewer conditions than what he received. Also, Tamara Lich, what a gross, sloppy, whiny judge carrying out errands for the political establishment. That's what this whole thing has been. So he says Chris Barber must remain on his own property during the first 12 months, except for employment of traveling to and from any legal, medical, or dental appointments or religious services. Once a week for up to 5 hours, he can go shopping. Isn't that nice? For what? Honking horns and feeding the homeless. Or by written permission. Tamara Lich, I'm just going to swipe over here. Justice Perkins McVeigh says, same thing, conditional sentence of 18 months, less time already spent in custody. So that makes it 15.5 months. And remember, they spent a lot of time already. It's ridiculous. So conditional sentence, as we said, first 12 months, house arrest. So we saw Barber had some exceptions for working, it looks like. House arrest, except to and from court. Oh, so nice. That's so nice. Medical emergencies, well, I should hope so. Appointments and religious services, so can go for that. 5 hours a week for shopping, can go to her grandchild's birth. So she's a grandma, that's right, who took a stand for Canada, has been paying the price ever since. Remaining 3.5 months of curfew will be 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. except for medical emergencies. And of course, Chris Barber also has, a curfew for his remaining sentence too. They're getting some wood together over here. Can I ask you about the news with Barber and Leach? You here?
Very happy that Chris is not being sentenced and most likely will be free. Let's hope that Tamara will be next. Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, so he hasn't heard. Yes, Tamara Lich got no jail time too.
Really?
Yes.
Tamara got no jail time.
Yeah.
Yes. None. Both of them. Woo! Hopefully they're coming here. We need all the support.
Right.
We're more than welcome, Chris and Tamara.
Well, they can't. That's the second part I want to ask you about. They can't come here. Keep going.
Get in there and help them, goddammit.
They actually can't come here because they have really stiff conditions. So Tamara Lich is on house arrest for an entire year.
Oh no.
And Chris Barber is allowed to come here, but he's basically on house arrest.
He's taking the day off.
And how long this took. And the jail time they already served.
Well, it's just to me, it's not an offense that even deserves a sentencing of that length. There's bigger criminals out there. I've been following, for example, the Diddy stuff, and he might be only getting 4 years.
Right.
So he's done obviously worse things than a protest and a convoy. So we need to get our justice system sorted out. We need to go after real criminals, and even the funding here. I think it's $500,000 a day for the cops and all that. I'm not sure about that, but that could be used for fentanyl for real criminals, right? So
exactly, that's the overlap I see. Tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing here.
This is from 24/7 Firewood in Kelowna. They just donated us a couple cords of wood for free.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, just came out, made our day, and we're just stacking everything. We're just working in the kitchen and getting camp sorted out. And we'll be watching the gate one more day and keep the fight up.
That's awesome.
Never
Thank
quit.
you. Yeah, I'll give you guys a
Ostrich Patriots.
Yeah.
She's Dick Van Dyke from
That's pretty awesome. You see everybody working together to keep people warm. And also, what he said about Diddy, I haven't been following that case anymore. He claims that he only might get 4 years. I should point out that with Chris Barber, the prosecutor was asking for 8 years. 8 years for what exactly? Let me see if I can bug these guys who are working hard too. We've got Jim Kerr here. What do you make of the news so far? The big news of today.
I was really concerned that if they got jail time, it would be really bad. So I'm really glad that didn't happen. But the fact that these people who didn't do anything got charged for what they did, and now they're going to spend 12 months under house arrest and 6 months probation, 3 months probation, that's ridiculous. I'm glad, and I'm happy that they're not going to spend the time in jail.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hollow.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I thought, maybe they're going to throw them in jail just to prove a point. But the point is already proven what they're saying. Don't go against the state. What do you see here, Jim? I know you were involved with the trucker convoy in some ways, supporting that. And now you're here with the Ostrich Farm. What do you see any overlap connection between these two? And if so, what is it?
It's remarkably similar in so many ways. Specifically the spirit that it evoked. When you were at the trucker convoy, the thing that you couldn't kind of tell on the news was how everybody was just so happy and generous and loving. It's kind of like a Woodstocky feel, like a winter Woodstocky feel.
Yeah.
It's not winter.
Stocking wood.
But yeah, there
Yeah,
you go. The
stocking
Woodstock, dude. So
I'll get to you, Colin.
it's got that really positive, peaceful vibe. There's as much as I saw people praying at the trucker convoy, it's prominent here now. Wasn't always,
Right.
and the vibe wasn't always what it is right now.
That's a good point.
You know, but now it's meditative. Like it's like we're not. At first we were shocked and angry and crying and all that, and we still cry and stuff. But now it's more peaceful,
Yeah.
and it's just more of this.
Yeah.
And everybody just wants to help. Our prime directive here is twofold. One is to save the ostriches, and the other is to support the family. That's it. And anytime the camp or anybody else gets off track, it's because they forget one of those two things.
Yeah.
And as long as we remember it, like people are remembering without having to be told, it's beautiful. No, it feels like the trucker convoy in so many ways. And I've said this right from many, many months ago, that this has the potential to impact more than the trucker convoy, just because it crosses boundaries. It's not left, it's not right, it's life, death kind of stuff. You know?
Yeah, it's busting through the echo chamber because you can't vilify ostriches. You can't say they're mega. You can't say they're far right. We saw Elizabeth May, take a dig at it, but even she's like, no, why aren't they testing these birds? And so you're right. I think it has bigger reach, and also it still has the same elements of going after big pharma and saying, hey, there's more to the story on that side. And it's incorporated trade issue into all of this, which of course has been the biggest thing this year in 2025, the trade tension. So it is quite remarkable how much is at stake with that flock where the farmers and supporters are fighting for.
It's amazing.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you for everything you do, girl. You're amazing.
Now this is, I want to get you say your name. I don't want to say it wrong.
Hi everyone, I'm Chief White Buffalo Man Many Feathers. That's just my name that I got in the ceremony years ago. So I guess I earned that name.
Yeah.
Right?
What do you make of the big news so far today about Tamara Lich and Chris Barber? Have you heard it?
I heard it last night.
You heard it last night. It just happened today. You heard it. You heard it up here, right?
No,
So-
we were talking, and I told Nate everything's going to be okay.
Right.
Everything's switching now,
Yeah.
the way it's supposed to be.
A turning point.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that they're going to be free and stuff like that. We were talking last night. We knew it.
Yeah. So you knew it. Any words about seeing it, come official? No jail time, but very, very stiff conditions.
But that's okay. We still got still a win for us.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that that they even looked at it, right? So that's a big, huge step for us.
All right, Big Bear, come over here. You heard the good news, obviously. Yeah, and you were part of the convoy too. So first tell us about the news of the day, what you think about it.
Okay, so everybody, Tamara Lich and Chris Barber are not going to prison, but there's still conditions, 12 months house arrest, I think for Tamara, 18 is it for
18
Barber?
conditional sentence for
He's
both.
not even allowed to leave Saskatchewan. To me, that's kind of a joke. They were a symbol of freedom. I was a big part of the Freedom Convoy right along with them. Me and Chris Barber are actually friends. I've touched base with him here and there throughout the whole thing. I didn't meet Tamara actually till not that long ago, but she was a lovely soul, and I think the politicians would have been committing political suicide if they honestly would have thrown them in jail. Looking at our economy, the drug addictions, the overdose, the mental health, people going broke all over the country, going homeless, the encampments everywhere. People are at their breaking point, and I think if they would have thrown them in jail, they probably would have tipped people over the deep end to an extreme level. So they probably made that choice to, let them not go to prison, out of their best interest. But
And what reason would they have to give the 8-year sentence that the prosecutors were asking for? Tell us why you're here, why you've been coming back and forth at the farm, and how it connects to the Freedom Convoy.
Well, it's a government overreach, just like which was happening in COVID with the masks and the mandates and all the chaos, right? Like it was madness, and then you have a government body coming to this family farm and stepping over on overreach, and we can clearly see the birds are healthy. You know what I mean? So Yeah, we can see the birds are healthy, and obviously they don't need to be killed.
Yeah.
You know, and there's something not right about this picture, just like there was something not right about COVID.
Right. No, that's the key. Government overreach. That's what we're seeing. And again, thank you, Colin.
Yeah, no
thank
problem.
you. Again.
But congratulations, Chris and Tamara.
Yes.
Definitely love you guys, and I'm happy you're not going to prison. So.
Yeah, hopefully you see this. I saw some evil person saying they should take their internet away too, like just demons. But you know what? The narrative was that they were actual terrorists. But as Ezra said, even terrorists are getting lesser sentences. Can I ask you guys what you think about today's big news today? Chris Barber, Tamara Lich, no jail time, but very stiff sentences nevertheless.
Yeah, I mean, I think any sentence is preposterous, honestly. However, it's a lot less than I think what was threatened and what it was kind of made out to be. And I think big picture, I'm sure if you asked them, they would say it was absolutely worth it and they'd do it again.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so I think, like, I know several people that through COVID were asked to make big sacrifices that went against their conscience. They decided not to. And every single person that I know who did that personally was greatly rewarded for taking a stand for themselves and following their inner guidance. So I think it's just really big picture. I think more and more and more, it'll just reinforce that it's always worth following your conscience.
And it's freeing. I mean, it really sucks that they're not technically free right now. And of course, they were already in prison. But I know taking the stands I did and gotten the consequences and everybody else, it sets you free. It really does to stand in truth. So why are you both here today and for how many days at the Ostrich Farm?
I'm probably here for another day. Yeah. I'm here to help fight the fight for the ostriches.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think what CFIA is doing is wrong. Definitely should be other ways to help fight the virus. So, and if the healthy birds get killed today or tomorrow or the day after, then who knows what they can come after. They can come after your farm animals at any other point. So there's got to be some policy change.
Yep. And you've been here for a while, coming and going. You were here the day that the CFIA and all of those cops descended on the farm, and they're still here 2 weeks later. What do you make of that? Even though there's a stay order, they're still here.
Yeah.
Like what?
I mean, gosh, what to even say about that? You know, I think it just goes to show how much of a battle is really going on here, because it's clear. There's a few things that are incredibly clear for anyone paying attention. One, they want those birds dead. They want those birds dead.
Yeah.
Right? They're not just here acting
represent.
as a natural agency for animal welfare and for the integrity of the food industry. If they were doing that, then while there was a stay order, they would act in integrity and show like compassion to the animals and treat them as though they possibly have a life to live when this is all said and done. That's not what they're doing. They're making mockery of the justice system. They're just bulldozing ahead as if they planned to kill those birds, and showing not just incompetence, but I think what this is really revealing is the theatrical nature of a lot of our federal agencies, right? The people who have been hired aren't actually experts in the field. They're bureaucrats, and the prerequisite is, will you follow orders and toe the line? And it's actually the opposite of what we were just talking a few minutes ago, which is like following your conscience, listening to that inner knowing of right and wrong. The prerequisite for this kind of work is someone who will override that system in themselves. So that's what we're seeing play out.
That's a perfect thing. Thank you so much. Yeah, just following the rules, even if the rules make zero sense. This agency is all about government overreach. So was the Freedom Convoy. I know I've spoken to Tamara Lich and Chris Barber. They were expecting the worst. And I think the gentleman there who said, I think they'd still do it again. I can't put words in their mouth about this, but they know that they did what was right and they fought for our country in the way that they did, in a way that should have been just peaceful. The Prime Minister should have come out to that Freedom Convoy, shook their hands and spoke to them and heard what they were asking. Not only representing the hundreds of thousands of people that showed up there, but the millions across the country. And that's not what happened. And so we're seeing the longest mischief trial unfold. And we are definitely seeing the longest CFIA standoff unfold on the taxpayers' dollars against Canadians, against our freedoms, against what is right. I'm Drea Humphrey for Rebel News, bringing you lots of reports from the farm at SaveTheOstriches.com. My friend Sid Fitzard, who's my co-worker as well, came out to help me. He's leaving today, and we are expecting Sheila Gunn Reid and Lyndon to arrive here because we don't want to miss a second. We're hoping another good news comes and the Supreme Court says, get out of here, CFIA. We're gonna let them take this to Supreme Court. And oh my gosh, wouldn't that be a beautiful sight to see the CFIA officials have to take this big super safe blue fence down and have to file out of here the way they came in. I hope and pray that's what Rebel News is going to be bringing you. But if not, if the worst happens and they are going to be instead, we believe, shooting those healthy 300-pound ostriches whose eggs, the farmers say, are part of research that's life-saving research that competes with Big Pharma, not mRNA technology, antibody research. If they shoot those birds down, Rebel News is going to be here to show you that great atrocity, just like we did. We had our feet on the ground during the trucker convoy. We showed you everything what was happening. We'll do the same here. And so all of that is at savetheostriches.com. If you want to be a part of making our journalism possible, just like we did in the trucker convoy, having multiple rebels here, having team back home, back east, running things sometimes through the middle of the night when there's emergencies here, please do so at our special website called savetheostriches.com. Bye for now.